Hello, and welcome to the hopefully weekly filling intent-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays, Sundays, I honestly don't remember. I'm Elfie, Spirit of Bird. Joining us this week is Thero.
I'm Spirit of Tea.
And Cat.
Spirit of Pasta.
So, yes. Wait, do we want to date it? I don't know. That episode that happened the other day was interesting. And,
let's see, we should probably say which one it was. What, is this episode 4 for the arc?
It was episode 4 of...
Romance for Clans.
Episode 6.
Yeah.
Alright, number one question, can Marcus actually speak rock?
Ooh.
It was kind of implied that he might be able to.
He speaks Imp?
Imp is just presumably, like, infernal, though. I'd be like...
I would think it will...
Hmm?
I would think Infernal would be much more booming.
Yeah. Isn't there, like, a rock elemental language? I think there's a rock elemental language.
Yeah, they are, like, rock elementals, plane thing in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that they're extra planar that they took out to that town?
Apparently, yes. Yes, exactly. Or they're, like, the haunted corpses of earth elementals.
I don't know which is worse. Pile of haunted corpses being made into a bridge. In a town that is slowly being sucked of all life.
It's gonna be like...
I'm sure this is going to end brilliantly.
Well, the water is cursed, so it's clearly being haunted by vengeful water elementals.
So might as well add in a vengeful rock elemental and see if that fixes the problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
Just hit them with hammers.
I mean, that sounds like thrilling intent versus lots.
Exorcise the rocks. Get the spirits out of there.
Insert image of Marcus taking them for a walk.
Draw a smiley face on it. Name it Thaddeus.
No.
It'd be Marcus Jr.
Wait, that actually would make kind of sense, because the life is being sucked out of everything? Where is it going? Into the rocks!
Apparently making them murderous.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's trying to make another wizard tower with life-infused rocks?
Oh, that would be terrifying! Like a tower that comes to life and actively intends to murder you.
Yes.
That would be horrible.
I
don't think even Colvin's that stupid.
But are the Alarani guards that stupid?
Why would they be building a wizard tower?
They're in honor.
I'm just saying, like, there's a certain baseline for intelligence in this verse.
Are you saying that Colvin is about as smart as an Alarani guard?
Oh my god.
No. Colvin has a bit more sense than them. I'm just saying, they exist, and they exist in vast numbers. So, somewhere in Honoran's population, there has to be a group that sounds like a good idea to.
You're probably right, but I hope it doesn't happen.
There's a thought. What if someone's trying to make an artificial meat guardian thingy?
Or just like a guardian made of... That would be weird.
Of meat?
Meat.
Oh. I thought you said meat.
No, meat.
Wow.
Where everything is the same, but Ash can summon, like, giant pieces of ham. People in the face.
You just got ham-fisted.
All the puns Gregor could make with that.
Puns everyone can.
I know Gregor likes metaphors, it's Marcus who likes the puns.
Yeah, because Kier also likes puns. He just
Kier
doesn't
loves
make them.
puns, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, no, cause Living Rocks, and whenever Ash summons the Guardian thing, it's a skeletal rock hand thing.
Well, what has something to do with Gollum? You ever heard about the murderous nation of golems in, like, an arc?
Yeah. Yeah. Although I really don't know if they're ever legitimately bringing that back.
Presumably. Like,
Maybe in the future.
theoretically, there's an entire nation of golems. All they need is a boat.
Could they build a boat?
And the intelligence to work it.
Or they do that thing that, like, iron golems do in Minecraft, and they don't drown, so they just walk across the ocean floor.
Oh god.
And just scale the side of cliffs.
Oh god. Hopefully Charath recovers his, shrimp form before then.
Oh god, that would be really cool, actually. If there was, like, a huge war and just giant shrimp Charath out of nowhere.
I'm just imagining Marcus fleeing to Killil's house, screaming, "Help! They're after me," and then there's just like a mob of golems chasing him.
I just imagine, like, pieces of golems because they're all getting worn down by the water. So just, like, hopping heads and, like, scrambling arms.
Just
Like,
a leg
really non-threatening on their own, but just all together, it's just like, no.
Although they wouldn't get worn down that fast.
Yeah, it depends on how long it'd take to travel across an ocean floor.
They also can do that thing where they combine together, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So-
Oh right, forgot about
And they
that.
turn into, like, the Voltron Golem.
Ultra Golem versus Charath. Make it happen.
Oh my god, then it just turns into a Japanese anime. Like, kaiju
Oh
versus
god.
robot.
I'd watch it.
I probably would too, yeah.
Like, epic, for like a fighting game. Like, 3, 2, 1, fight!
And then you get the cheesy fighty music. It's all 8-bit.
It'd be like
And
an
then-
epic remix of the main theme.
And then they both spend like 5 minutes trying to figure out the button combos for their special attack.
Alright, let's see, what else is on? What is on your guys' list of things to talk about?
Snake bread.
See, I have a thing that I want to rant about, is that Marcus says that because they're not plants, they're venomous, or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
He's never heard that. That's not how it works. There are animals that are poisonous. Poison means that when you eat them, you die. Venomous means when it eats you, you die.
Huh. So that, okay.
Venomous is something will bite you and you will get poisoned. But
So,
To be
So-
fair, I don't think there's any snakes that are actually poisonous.
I know there's frogs that are poisonous.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any snakes. So he technically was right.
Well, he said because it's not a plant, it's venomous. So that
Yes.
logic is wrong.
so then
Maybe they don't have frogs.
what would set toxic apart then? Like,
I think toxic just means it has, like, poison.
Toxic just makes you think of Pokemon.
Yeah, right?
but yeah, how the hell does snake bread work?
It's like those people who hide in birthday cakes except with snakes. Like,
I'm
I
just
heard you
imagining that, yeah.
I heard you love snakes, so I put them in your bread.
Along with crickets, so that the snakes don't die.
That is what happened to the empty mason jar.
Oh my god.
That's why there was the empty mason jar in the bar. Marcus was collecting them for snake bread.
That's what
That
I'm
makes
saying.
sense.
Why would he leave that for a sick kid? Like, why?
Because Marcus has a terrible sense of humor.
He does have a very bad sense of humour. As evidenced by the puns.
Hey, puns are awesome.
Puns are amazing. All of the
Puns are
bread
good,
puns.
but his ones aren't.
I'm so proud of the bread puns.
Yeah, you already made all the good ones, Elfie.
There's none left.
How dare you?
It's so easy. It's so easy to make some of them. It's low for death.
You're really baking my day.
I think when that guy eats the snake bread, his whole day is going to go awry.
That was just painful.
Anyways.
Anyway, before we get super sidetracked with that.
But yeah, also gotta love how Kier just constantly has bad effects that have to do with fire and explosions, but it's never exactly consistent.
Oh. Here's an anomaly wrapped inside an enigma.
I think it might just be a special ability or something. Or a curse on him, poor fella.
Well, I'm talking, I'm talking about the alcohol cure.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That is also true.
Because that threw the bottle away, and it exploded.
Well, I think it's probably because cure is made different every time. So, like,
I did like how they added in the explosive noise,
so, like,
just so you know you got it.
So it's like, oh, I'll put in some extra gunpowder. Oh, how about some more motor oil?
How about some more gunpowder?
I guess that's why they have some of it in a safe under the bar then, rather than just sitting out.
It's the ones that are delicious but dangerous.
The actual good ones go in the safe for them to use themselves.
It's just the kind of things like you're in a battle and there's no hope. You down a bottle of cure and just chuck it at your enemy and it all explodes.
Oh wow.
Got it in a blaze of glory and alcohol.
I kind of want to see that happen now.
Yeah. Although with cure the person around, that's a given anyways.
Yeah.
Especially when it's paired with Marcus and or imps.
The downside is that, like, Cure doesn't appear to be very good at, like, throwing things. I don't know.
I know how this goes down. I know how this goes down.
He never does anything that isn't exploding, that isn't making things explode.
This is how it happens, right? Kier gives a Kier to Marcus, who feeds it to an imp, who then throws the imp, and then he hits the imp with an eldritch blast when it reaches whatever enemy they're facing, and it explodes violently.
Oh my, you could, like, stack explosives, like explosive potions, explosive runes. Like, light it on fire, fill it with Kier, have Gregor fling it with his glaive.
Oh god.
And then you just have, like, a miniature imp nuke.
Maybe that's how they'll beat the Lich Owl.
No, poor Lich Owl.
That'd be very funny.
How do you kill that, which has no life?
Explosively.
Yeah, you just kill it with fire. No, but, yeah, maybe, so, there's an interesting thought. If every time a batch of Kier is different, is it possible that he might wind up making Kier that has the same effect as wizard drugs?
Oh,
like,
wow.
he takes some water from the pool out back, and...
Oh god, no! And you just, like, you drink it, and you are hallucinating that you are on fire. You're not actually on fire, but you believe you are on fire.
That's horrifying.
I mean, it's better
You just see fog sprinting past one day going, help, I'm on fire, and it's glittery.
You just start hallucinating everything you were seeing, so just like, oh god, that would be horrifying.
And then, my only other thing was, is the red god the same as the fruit pooping god?
You call it the harvest spirit?
The harvest.
The red deity, yeah. Presumably it's going to have something to do with that. What?
Like, cause all I remember them saying was, like, the harvest spirit had that thing, but, like, the fruit nearby is tomatoes, and the guy said that the fruit that the harvest spirit had was apples, and then the one kid said the red deity is coming.
Or visits him in his dreams.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe.
I think they're different. They might be, like, two opposites kind of thing.
It might be that I don't know how to put what I'm thinking. Like, they might be related in some way, but not the same. Like, one might be a deity, and one might be, like, an assistant of the deity. Like the tax goat and all his little tax goat minions.
Well, no, the tax goat doesn't really have minions. He just manifests in multiple bodies at the same time.
So like that, then.
So it's like different aspects of the same god?
Yeah. Like, I was thinking that maybe the flower is like... Because they've been over the whole incarnation thing. So the flower might be an incarnation of the spirit, god, whatever. We don't necessarily really know what's going on.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense, actually, if the god was killed and it needed more energy to regrow itself.
So, so it turned itself into a flower?
Yeah.
And started sucking the life out of the surrounding area?
Yeah, so it could bring itself back to life.
Maybe it's doing like a Thumbelina thing, like the flower will close up and then it'll bloom again, and then, oh, hey, there's a person, god, spirit thing inside it now.
Huh.
I was going to even suggest, when I first watched it, I made a note that, is it going to turn into Tangled? Like, the flower can heal any illness or something dumb, and then they use it for some really dumb reason, and then it's just gone forever.
Oh god, they would.
And they get, like, a child with, like, very faint magical powers, and they were just like, oh, come on.
Oh, I just had a serious thought, though. They use the flower to fix Ash's losing her humanity.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Although I don't think that they'd, like, do anything about that until they do an arc where they go to Meath.
Yeah. Or maybe
I heard that, yes.
Or maybe they use the flower to return the life and the fruit to the town, and it turns it into the most beautiful, most valuable place, because it's filled with these beautiful, succulent fruits, and it's all pretty and flowering.
See, that would make sense.
Which is that a problem?
That means that they're not going to do that.
I don't think they would use, like, about Ash's humanity thing. They probably wouldn't do that because, well, they don't know about it in character.
Yeah, that's
Ash. So unless something happens to reveal it to them.
Return the Gideon, who is totally not dead.
I don't think she was dead. I don't think she's dead.
It's just funny in the stream where they kept insisting that of course she's dead, and everyone's just like, nah.
No, Gideon's not dead.
No.
I kind of point blank ignored that.
See, the thing is, Elfie, you compared it to the whole Coulson situation, but it's completely different because we just had like a fade away from what was going on top of the tower.
Well, he did say that everyone on top of the tower was liquefied.
But
and somehow Ash survived. And it's like,
and somehow
okay.
Colvin.
Here's the thing. Enya was able to put runes up on Marcus to partially protect him. That's what, what's-his-face said. The other tiefling. Like, there were runes on him protecting him. So, it's quite likely that Enya was able to save herself. And we don't actually see anything of what happened there. So, there's plenty of room for us to guess. Whereas with Coulson, it was, he got shot in the chest and had an actual death scene. Yeah. So...
Did Ash actually say she was dead? Because I just remember, I think, vaguely, I just remember her avoiding the question when Marcus asked where she was.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah, it was just like, we gotta get out of here now.
It would be extremely helpful if the secret message stuff or the intro stuff had dates.
Yeah, it would.
But that'd be giving away too much.
What is year hailfire? What kind of structure for their yearing system is that?
I don't know. Maybe apparently it was a year where there was fiery hail. I don't know.
It rained flaming hail. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
No wonder this is such a terrible place to live. Apparently, Marcus and Kier were trapped under the bar for 3 days and built an underground treehouse?
Yeah!
I want to see that.
How do you make an underground treehouse?
Did they find a tree underneath the bar?
They might have found some roots and just built it in there.
Oh, that's...
In which case everything might be upside down.
That's an interesting thought. that would make a lot of sense, actually. And be exactly their thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or they they found a cavern, and, like, the roots of a tree are stretching into the cavern, so they, like, tie the treehouse to the roots, and it just hangs there.
Yep.
Yeah. That works.
Oh gosh, can you imagine, though, Kier just being like, so what are we doing? And Marcus is like, we're building a treehouse. A what? Oh, you poor, poor soul. You didn't have a real childhood if you didn't have a treehouse.
Aww.
Marcus wouldn't have had a treehouse either.
No, not really, but...
I mean...
Can pretend.
He might have had access to a treehouse. Like, if he was growing up on, like, royal grounds or whatever back in Tannhauser.
Meanwhile, Ash had unlimited treehouse.
Oh, God. Every house is a treehouse.
Yeah. Like, it sounds much more interesting when you think about, like, if you think about living in a tree and then also building on the tree. So, like, when you see those, like, systems of tree houses that are connected by, like, bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that seems really cool.
Or, like, or maybe they do the thing, like, the people that use, that, like, manipulate tree roots to form bridges, only they did that with the branches to connect all of the houses.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's actually more like one giant tree than anything, because it's all grown together and, like, woven into each other.
It would be so terrifying if there was a fire, though.
I know.
The entire town would just burn down.
Thunderstorms.
Remember that one Avatar episode where, like, the Fire Nation burns down a forest and they find, like, the vengeful guardian of the forest?
Yeah,
and they have to teach it that things will regrow over time?
Yep. Well, it's not like teach it so much as remind it. But, yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, and they changed the credits. So that Faust is listed as audio, puppeteering, and screeching. Jackson is artist, animator, and the new meta. Jay, as etc., is scenario, GM, editor, and guard number 2. And Matt is musician, lover, and paradigm shifter.
But if Jay is everyone, why are they just marking him as guard number 2? It makes no sense.
Well, he's etc.
Guard number 2 wasn't even in that episode.
No, guard number 2 died in, like, episode 3.
Unless he was faking his death.
I don't
Maybe
think
he's the real
Alvarez
person.
know how to do that.
Undead Lich Scourge? I don't know. Like, it's kind of the rules of a fantasy setting that things that are dead don't necessarily need to stay dead.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's where the Lich Owl comes from.
Oh god.
It flies in from Meadshire.
No.
It's just got its army of zombie Alarani guards and Meadshire adventurers.
And they just leave
I'm
you
sure
alone
that
if you...
would be an effective army,
They just
and then
leave...
they just drop down and...
They leave you
No,
alone
wait.
if you throw gold at them. They, like, pay to avoid. Like, okay, here's some gold coins, we're gonna skip this fight. Awesome, and they just leave.
I don't know, what was it Ash that said, with all the powers of an Alarani guard, I lay down and regret my existence?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, anyways, back to the actual episode.
Focus, who needs focus?
Thero, you got anything?
Alright. This might be really, like, out there. But am I the only one who's convinced that the guy who found the flower might be Colvin?
Ooh.
I remember that being mentioned in chat.
Yeah, well, what do we know about the guy that found the flower again?
It's a boy who lived in this town, and he found the flower in the forest. And
He was a bit strange, I think, is what they said.
It would have had to be related to the time between Wizard High School and now, and when the city kind of fell into its terrible ruined state. Did they say how long ago it was?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember, anyway.
I mean, that would... I mean, Colvin is quite strange, and even, like, when they were in Honorant, like, or in the city there, people weren't being as Colvin-y as you would expect a nation of Colvins to be.
Yeah. I did think this, the boy, who was it to be his brother, did look a bit like him. I don't know. Could just be me.
Well, it is a generic token. So.
Yeah, they've used that token before. It's just he actually has art now.
There was something in the face shape. I don't know.
The hair was scraggly enough.
They still haven't. Another thing that sort of made me wonder about it is they still haven't mentioned the guy's name.
Yeah.
God, I still can't get over Colvin's name.
It's such a great name. What is it? Ethos Colvin Jung?
Yeah, something like that.
They mention it once, and no one seemed to care, and then you realize what it comes from, and you're just like, oh.
Yep. All psychology stuff and learning stuff. Supposedly. Like, when I asked about the Colvin part of his name, 3W were just like, oh, we might mention it eventually. And it's like, damn it, guys, I found a real-world reference that might be, and you're gonna play sly on it.
Of course they are. Spoilers.
Yeah.
God, just, now all I want to talk about is Colvin, because he's so fucking ridiculous.
He's, like... They were going to talk about the reasoning behind message, and then they didn't.
Oh,
in the live
I want to hear about that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I really wanted him to get adopted by the party at the end of Wizard High School.
Colvin and Inian, I feel like, both had this thing where you didn't quite like them at first, and then they grew on you really quickly. Or that's how it felt for me. So
Yeah.
when I first encountered Colvin, I was just like, God, he is an annoying idiot. And the next episode, I'm just like, yes.
Inian grew on me during the Blizzard drugs scene.
Yeah.
She trolled Dash and then got decked in the face for it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and she's like, you know, it's... and Ash was like, wait, so you're paying me to punch you in the face. I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
And Ian was like, yeah, it's a mutually beneficial thing. But that was a moment why I fell in love with Indian.
Oh, yeah. I'm just doing ridiculous things with Marcus, and
letting him collect things for like 5 minutes.
Just like letting him do what he wants, basically.
I really liked when they fought her though, just because it was she knew what they were going to do, and they just had to one-up her by being surprising.
Mm-hmm. I should go back and rewatch that one.
Stealing her hat, explosive runes.
I still really wanted the hat to be sentient in the source of her power. It looks like a face.
It does. It's a completely accidental face.
Considering the amount of homebrewing they do, that would probably be possible within their rule set. Like, the wizard get a familiar or, like, a bonded object.
Yeah. And, like, it would explain so much about how, like, why her sleeping rules are weird, because it's not exactly her that's resting, it's her hat.
It's like a hat that, like, Indian was once a normal person, and then the hat just took over her body? Is that what you're implying?
The hat's a parasite?
No, it's more of a symbiote.
That just makes me think of Spider-Man. Do you remember how well that went?
No, it's more like the hat gets to sit on Indian's head and you know, feel superior to everyone, and Indian gets magical powers.
I feel like if that was the case, though, Indian would have been like this really calm, nice person at first. Just because it would have been such a big surprise.
But she did seem sort of calm at first.
Yeah.
And then she just sort of slowly got more trolly as it went on.
Well, because she needed to convince them she was a decent person.
Yeah.
That went out the window very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, once they were actually in the Wizard Tower...
And there was no going back.
Yeah. No need to keep playing nice after that point. But
Well,
yeah.
if the hat sentient, so is the glaive.
Where is the point? See, what was Ramses' reasoning is that when they take away the glaive, he just sits there and does nothing. But there's the point where Ash steals it in Deck of Disaster.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things is when she switches with the gorilla and he's like, "Can I have my glaive back?" And she's like, "No, this is mine." And he's like, "Alright."
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
He doesn't actually do anything combat orientated at all once he's lost the glaive. He mostly just sort of panics.
Yeah.
And sometimes whimpers, from what I remember.
Yeah, which... Yeah, maybe it's like a safety blanket for him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's that Pathfinder trait. Flaw, attack.
Mm.
Do
you know what? I bet the glaive probably belonged to, like, the leader of the Outriders or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because his was extendable out of his spear thing.
Well, that isn't something he got from Ventus, though.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Like, here you go. You're good at fighting with a glaive, so I'm going to give you a glaive. You are now officially my apprentice.
Why a glaive over, like, every other polearm, though? There's so many different types of polearm. How do you just decide on which one you're going to use?
I guess maybe he just picked one out of a lineup. Yes, I will use you. Knife on a stick.
Well, it's like, he put them all, like, a bunch of weapons before him and just was like, pick the one that calls to you.
Probably. Pick the one that calls to your soul and feels like the truth.
Oh god, now just imagine Coleman doing that, and then he just looks around, and then he looks down at himself, and then he looks at his hands, and he's like, these.
That exists!
You have chosen well, apprentice.
He just knocks all the tools off the table.
I am my own tool.
The table.
He just jumps up on the table and goes, I am my own tool.
You are certainly a tool, Coleman.
Coleman's one of those characters that you just love, but you also feel kind of sorry for him, but you just want him around because he's so ridiculous.
Yep.
Great, he's fine. We don't even know how old, like, any of these... We don't know how old most of the cast of this show is.
Yeah, only, like, Kier and Marcus, and we know Thog is supposedly older than... Yeah.
Kier is 31, and Marcus is 35, but also between 35 and 37. God damn it, make up your mind.
Yeah. Well, he probably was rounding the first time he said. Because he said the 35 first, and then later when they were having the backstory episode, he said 35 to 37.
It is a really scary thought when you realize that Kier was, like, left alone on an island to raise himself when he was 11.
I thought it was 10.
No, because he's 31 and it's been 20 years, isn't that it?
Oh.
Yeah. Like...
Equal baby cure.
I just imagine him, like, living on, like... Oh god, he lived, like, far away from all the other spirit folk. And, like, they would bring him, like, offerings of food and things so he would stay away from them.
Aww.
Like, that they would leave trails of food leading into the forest.
Yeah, they'd, like, put it, like, on the stoop of his house so he wouldn't go wandering for it.
But then he still goes and bothers them.
He's like my cats. He just wants love.
Aww.
Except instead of leaving you dead rats, he leaves you explosives.
Yeah.
Or tries to help anyway.
He's like
he tried to do the whole communications device in the centre of their town.
He's just an overexcited puppy.
He is. There was a reason I made him an Arcanine. A Growlithe.
Yeah. That was such a
fire
good
puppy. Big fluffy fire puppy.
Yep.
He would have the fluffiest person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, at least Kier's a guy. Like, can you imagine an 11-year-old girl having to figure, like, all of the puberty stuff out?
Oh boy.
Can you imagine Kier as a girl having to figure that all out?
Blood and explosives.
And it's not always her blood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just, like, had that horrible image and I had to share it because that's what I do.
I just imagine, like, maybe, like, little tiny Kiers dropping, like, squirrels to bottle rockets.
Why?
It would be so cute and also so terrifying.
Oh god.
Although I think with Kier, they missed a very good chance to make a like a Kamina character, like, cause he has the jacket, but like just imagine Kier like running around in just his giant coat cape thing and shirtless underneath that. With all of these burn scars and stuff.
Good point. If he was to take off his shirt, he would probably just be covered in like 10 times the amount of scars Thog has. Poor guy.
You'd be a mess, damn. I'm surprised you don't actually see on like the bits of the forearms that you see of him. I'm surprised he doesn't have any on his face, unless he somehow manages to wear...
Maybe he's invented makeup and is very good at applying it.
or he started stealing makeup from the spirit folk.
He's actually got protective gear.
Nah.
Or maybe just got fast enough throwing things away.
Is it canon or is it fanon that his coat is fireproof?
I feel like he mentioned it was fireproof once.
Okay. Because I really don't remember.
I don't either. Remember that whole conversation about different colored coats being different color resistances?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a coat, though. He has, like, a cape. With, like, a collar.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see, like, at some point... I don't know, I just suddenly imagine him in, like, like an actual, like, trench coat with a really high collar. Like, sneaking around, trying to be...
He's too big to sneak around.
Oh, that's fine.
And do you know what would happen? It would be that scene from Emperor's New Groove all over again, doing his own theme music and everything.
I mean, Kier headcanon voices Patrick Warburton, so... Like, why do we keep defaulting to coat with Kier when it's a cape? I don't...
Because
like,
the coat would be smarter. Like, it'd cover more.
Yeah.
The cape just looks cool, and like giant shoulder pads that don't make any sense.
And the giant sword that he wears that just doesn't ever see action. I think that sword might have been his dad's. Did you mention that?
Oh, I thought it was. Wasn't he given?
No, I thought the sword was given to him by the Dragon Guardian Spirit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was never mentioned again.
But I still want to make. I'm still so tempted to make a Tumblr blog that is just things thrilling intent left behind. Colphus.
Oh, you know what's interesting?
Poor Jay. Holmes has those plot threads he could follow up, but he can't because they've not noticed them yet.
Poor Varandir. This is a good point. What does an army of golems do with, like, the weird talking golem head no one likes?
I would imagine they might stick him back under a bucket. And leave him there.
But isn't he supposed to be, like, their king or god or something?
The paladins worship divine beauty, and the divine beauty is an ugly severed golem head. And everyone hated the ugly severed golem head, so they left it in like the bottom of a chasm filled with traps. Was it because everyone was annoyed by the golem head, but then they needed it back because for whatever reason they worshipped this golem head and it chose their king?
Yeah.
Who we'll never see again. Rest in peace, what's his face?
The drunk paladin.
Yeah,
He probably got eaten.
Captain something.
He probably got eaten.
I would not doubt it.
Probably. I mean, there was an army of golems chasing them when they got on the boat to leave there, so...
What's the nice golem's name? I forget his name.
I don't know. No one cares about the golem arc.
His name is Buddy.
No, the really happy one. The one that almost killed Gregor and then became friends.
Oh, the one that was with the paladins?
The one that was like in the bottom. It was like guarding Varandir, and then
oh
that one. Okay. Sir Dunstan.
Yes, that. Why did I think it was a Z? Dunstan. It's not that no one liked the Golem arc. Is that it wasn't overly memorable. It was good. It just wasn't memorable. Like, I enjoyed it. I just don't actually remember anything because nothing from it has come up again.
Yeah, you would think there'd be more going on with the whole, like, Gregor is infused with a fuck ton of Eos stuff.
And apparently is immune to mind control.
Yeah.
Wait, if Ash doesn't have magic, how is she using Eos?
Because it's not magic.
Doesn't it, like, fuel magic?
No, it's her thing is not magic.
Yes, but if she doesn't have magic, then how is she using Eos?
Because it's magic, not magic.
Or magica.
Are you implying the K at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, that, I still hold that would be hilarious if they, like, go to meet and they find out that the reason Ash is saying that's not magic, M-A-G-I-C, is because it's magic with the K at the end.
Or it's the opposite, we just can't tell because they only ever say it.
Ash can somehow always tell. That's her special talent.
It's like when you imply capital letters.
Mm.
Or the implication of bold whenever an Honorian says the truth.
The truth.
No, but I'm looking at, like, the size chart again, because I wanted to check, Kier's cape versus the coat thing. Seriously, why do we all default to coat? What's his name? Raven's? His cape looks like it has, like, segments to it that might be flower petal-y. Like...
He's also got, like, 2 great swords.
Yeah.
Dual-wield great swords.
Well, they might be long swords, because they don't really look that broad.
I wanted to make some joke about him being a, Fury Warrior? I don't know, I don't play enough World of Warcraft anymore. Indian is so adorably short.
Yeah. And the funny part is, like, she's so short, and, like, take away the hat, and there goes, like, 4 inches.
Right? She's Ash's height with the hat, and then just is, like, 4 inches shorter without it.
Yeah.
Farman's got all kind of weird lines everywhere.
Lines. Oh, that's for, like, the inches. That's the
No,
line.
I mean, like, there's, like, lines across his cape.
God damn it.
On her even. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, Indian's got all the stars and stuff, because it looks like magic. And then, if you look at Kier's cape, they're, like, protractors.
Or like, little explosion things.
Yeah, so that means Horvin's outfit is going to mean something to do with triangles. Are they mountains?
They might be mountains. It also looks like he probably has some sort of, like, sigil or crest on his shirt.
But we can't see because he's lame and has his arms crossed.
Yeah. Also, why do all of the side characters have gloves?
Why do so many characters have black pants?
Because they go with anything.
Because it's harder to see blood on black pants.
Gloves are presumably because otherwise you're going to get your hands burned or injured doing whatever the heck these people do for a living.
Well, yeah, but, like, you know, Huraven has gloves, Ian has gloves, Morin has gloves.
Also, they look awesome.
Wasn't it meant to be like a gloves, or like an old thematic thing for, like, hiding something? Like, if you wear gloves, if your character consistently wears gloves, then it's like you're hiding something.
Yeah, but Kier's not really hiding anything.
He's got no...
Are you serious?
He's got none of the thing missing the back of them. Those make more sense because you would probably actually wear gloves with, like, all of the things he does.
Yeah, there's that, but it's also the fact that there's so many things about him. We also don't know, like, why was he the one to survive the massacre?
Why doesn't Ash wear gloves?
Because she's got some sort of weird half thing going on with her hand and the bracers.
Yeah, but, like, here's the thing. With Kier, it's not that he's hiding anything, it's just that he doesn't know a lot of stuff, or he gets, like, upset and goes to pout in a corner.
True.
Why wouldn't Thog have gloves, though? He doesn't have gloves either.
His hands are also hidden in his pockets.
Same difference at that point. Huh. I'm just noticing that Marcus has, like, a poof at the end of his sleeves. Like, they come in.
I also can't tell if his shirt is supposed to be like a jacket or what, because there's like a line running down it. I don't understand.
I think
it's a shirt.
Everyone's shirt has like a line running down it for some reason.
It's because they're supposed to be button up, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is that where like the seam is? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I noticed whenever I draw them.
Like, Thug's shirt is a shirt, you know, and Kier seems to be wearing a shirt as well. Horraven isn't. It looks like a one.
It might be like a style thing with with, like, that angle that Jackson does, like, it might be a leftover from his guidelines or something, and he just doesn't get rid of it.
It doesn't look like it.
I doubt it, because it changes the folds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't...
It looks like it's like a fastening area, you know? But it's just maybe it doesn't want to draw 2 small buttons or something.
Yeah.
Ash is the only one with a visible fastening.
Ash's outfit just always looks really cold.
Yeah.
Well, she must come from somewhere really tropical and stuff.
Yeah, but then wouldn't it be just cold everywhere else?
Yeah. Maybe the Guardian just keeps her from feeling cold. But they also haven't really ever been anywhere cold.
True.
Well, no, let me take that back. Thog was complaining about the cold at top of the wizard tower because it was so high up and windy, and he was shirtless.
Like, does he just, like, have an enormous supply of shirts, or does he just, like, put it in his pocket? What does he do whenever
I think he just rips it off and abandons it somewhere.
Oh god!
Once a shirt has been off in combat, it doesn't go back on.
Didn't at one point, doesn't he give Marcus, like, a contact of his personal tailor?
Yeah.
So he just gets, like, 100 shirts made at once and goes through them over the course of a year.
Probably. How many fists does he get in?
Since he joined up with the group, probably, like, every 3 months.
Sure.
That's why he demanded all of their money. Like, some of it went to the bar, but some of it just went to his extra shirts that I needed. I keep imagining Thog getting really drunk and going completely ridiculous and being like Armstrong in Full Metal Alchemist, and just the shirt evaporates basically.
Oh god.
I've never seen Alchemist, but this sounds hilarious.
There's this one like really burly, muscular character that whenever he shows up, he winds up shirtless at some point.
Oh god!
And he's like constantly got sparkles around him.
Yeah, god, he sounds like Marcus's and Thog's love child.
Oh god! Oh god!
It's so accurate though. I honestly just imagine Thog, like, one day he downs a bottle of like really strong alcohol. His eyes are closed, and he opens them and looks and glares at somebody, and his shirt just, like, poofs away.
Oh my god.
Like, he's transcended the need to take off his shirt. It just obeys his will.
And just like, poor, Gregor standing in the corner going, what just happened?
That's really good. You get, like, a +10 bonus to intimidate, really. At least. This guy looks at you and suddenly becomes shirtless. I would just be terrified.
Yep.
I'm still, like, they tried to explain it, but I'm still very confused as to how the one guy wound up underneath the pile of rocks.
They fell on him. They were malevolent rocks.
I feel like
We've been to this. They're obviously the broken up body parts of golem spirits or something.
I feel like it might have just been the people who delivered them were not paying attention and just put them directly behind him and he fell over.
Probably.
Or something like that.
Or maybe just trying to pull them from the bottom of the pile.
Maybe they were practicing their catapulting aiming.
They just catapulted them across the country? What?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like when the guy was describing it. It's like, oh yeah, they just like dropped them.
That's actually an interesting thing that I always think of the Enorians as just using, like, you know, punching and stuff. But Coleman is an Orion, and he's a magic user, and Indian is an Orion, and she's a magic user. So theoretically, there's really dangerous people who can, like, punch you to death. Also can use magic.
To be fair, the only magic Colvin has is message.
Yes,
yeah,
look at Indian.
Indian doesn't really punch things, though.
Yeah, but she's still got a ton of magic.
Yeah.
Might not,
maybe that's why she only needs to sleep for like 10 minutes. She punched the god of sleep in the face and was like, "You're gonna let me have my magic immediately."
My truth is stronger than your truth. And my truth is I don't need to sleep for very long.
I'm still standing firm to the belief that Indian is not human. It is not her hat, though. As great as that would be, it is not her.
Yeah.
If you look over at, like, what's his face on the far right, like, he's got nothing. He's got no black in him at all.
He's also got, like, mutton chops.
Yeah.
He reminds me of that one guy from, like, Organization 13.
He reminds me of, Hugh Jackman, kind of, when he's Wolverine.
Oh, God.
Just imagine Wolverine being followed by a bard.
I'm sure it's happened in Marvel canon at some point.
Oh my god, when you trace, like, Inian's height, roughly, like, where her head would be, over to Horraven, she only goes up to, like, the base of his throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really tiny.
Hold on. Okay, so this purple line... She's, like, more up to his shoulder.
She's so tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes her even cuter.
She only got the hat because it makes her look tall.
Probably.
Or is wearing, like, high-heel boots that we never see.
Probably.
Oh god, so she's even shorter?
Yeah. Because otherwise she'd just be, like, staring at everyone's chest.
Oh!
Instead she gets to stare at their necks.
Now, if only she had Ash's ability to stab them in the neck.
She has, like, fireball. What else do you need?
She's also got that one that turns people inside out, so...
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
It doesn't even turn them inside out, it just puts what's on the outside of them inside.
Blech.
That is the very, like, if you presumably were not wearing clothes, it would do nothing to you.
Unless it put nothing inside you.
I feel like I should make an Odyssey joke here.
God, what even is the back of Thog's hair?
He looks like someone out of Greece. I thought that since I first saw him.
Like, it reminds me of, like, Harry Potter's hair, you know, it's always described as, like, a mess.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Hey, even which Thog is Harry Potter.
No.
Oh,
Here's
God.
Hagrid.
Though I do have a funny feeling if Dog was Harry Potter, Voldemort would have been shot in the face a long time ago. Just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Voldemort is essentially a lich, though. He just keeps coming back.
He would just keep shooting him in the face, though. It's like, stay down. Just stay down.
So wait, does that make Ash, Hermione, and Marcus Ron?
Marcus is Malfoy.
Oh, yeah. Gregor is Ron?
Gregor is definitely Ron.
Here is Hagrid.
Oh my god.
I mean, I can see it.
This was going to be a segment. I was like, we should have a segment where we talk about AUs, and then we just ended up talking about AUs anyway.
Yay.
Someone do a segment opening.
Welcome to all the universes where things are crazy, and nothing makes sense and the points don't matter.
Welcome to alternate universes, where all of your shits can happen in the worst ways possible. Yeah, cause like, if Gregor is Ron and Ash is Hermione, and considering how Harry Potter canon goes, that is not going to turn out well.
Is any Ginny?
Oh my god.
No, Idiot is Voldemort.
Oh my god. Thug would definitely shoot her in the face.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No. Clearly.
The power Voldemort knows not is Thug's gun.
Clearly, Karen is Voldemort.
I would have pegged Karen as, like, Snape.
No, maybe.
Kind of creepy from there on. I think the answer question here is because he's double. Old Idiot.
Hello!
Yes, old idiot Dumbledore.
Oh my god.
Is McGonagall.
Who's McGonagall?
Khalil.
Oh god, yes.
Like, that one actually fits very well.
Don't is Crookshanks? I don't... Actually...
Professor Sprout. No, Neville!
Yes, don't as Neville. That's great. I love it, because then that means she gets to be a total badass eventually.
I just imagine, like...
A badass.
Don't, in her humanoid form, like, chasing a Remembrall.
Oh god, it's after Marcus Draco curses her to be more cat-like.
Oh my god.
Like, he screws up the hypnotism.
There are no cat girls in Thrilling Intent!
Only Batgirls!
Scree!
That needs to be like, instead of like keep calm and whatever on, just there are no Batgirls enthralling intent scream. Like, that should be a poster.
There's no war in Basing Say.
Yeah.
God, I still love the don't as Batgirl fan art that you did, Elfie.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, there's an AU that we haven't explored, even though we have a perfect setup.
Who has a depressing background if their parents get murdered?
Gregor.
Oh, you kill everyone, though!
No.
I don't think he would really care.
No, he would. What's the line in his song? Like, even if they say you're wrong, just nod and smile on or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
And if justice isn't all that you'd hope that it would be, don't pay it mind. You know it's right and wrong, so smile and disagree.
Yeah, so yeah, Gregor is Batman. Do it.
I want to say Ash would be like Robin and then Nightwing. Or one of the other Batgirls.
Yes. Oh, but like, all the other Batgirls wind up really, really tragic from what I know.
Well,
like,
the first Batgirl ends up crippled in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I know, Barbara's still, like, tragic, but she's not... She doesn't seem to be as hated by the writers as the other Batgirls were, from my understanding of it.
Will she be like, I don't know, Huntress? Or she'd be Catwoman?
Oh god.
If you decided who Ivy would be.
Who would like, Thog be Commissioner Gordon?
Yes! Yes.
I cannot think of anyone who would be Joker. No one in the series is, like, quite off their rocker enough. Like, everyone is slightly, but not enough.
Yeah.
Third wheel themselves are collectively the Riddler.
Yes.
Like, Gregor doesn't really have a nemesis
Yeah.
in the show either.
I just say no one has a nemesis, and then just looking at Ash and Indy, and it's like, well...
Yeah, and Marcus technically has the golems.
Vern, kind of. The closest thing they each have to a nemesis is, like, a frenemy. Like, I guess Gregor kind of is at odds with Colvin, because they tried to kill each other a lot, but they're also kind of just friends now.
Yeah, well, cause those two would probably be like, I beat you up now, that makes us friends.
Yeah, that seemed to follow their sort of logic.
Especially Colvin.
Yeah.
Cause that's how honor in general seems to work.
What, the stronger truth prevails.
God, I still really want Road to El Dorado with Thog and Warren.
Yeah.
Didn't that suggest with Marcus and Thog, though?
Yeah.
Both would work really well. I just want Ash as Chell.
Yeah. Think of all the crazy AU.
Yep. I mean, that's basically the point. It's just come up with all these weird ass ideas and make them work.
It's like we don't have. It's usually a thing with fandoms. Is either you kind of just stretch the rules of the universe to make what you had work, or you just build all of the AUs.
Yep.
AUs are great though. AUs are my jam.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was at exercise today, and we were talking about Magnum PI, and I just thought about, like, thrilling intent, but, like, I don't know, like, private investigator, like, TI to PI, and then just entire, like, alternate universe where everyone is a private investigator. Trying to solve these really dumb cases.
That'd be cute.
And they all fit different, like, film noirs.
Thog would be the narrator. She walked into my office with a glare that could,
She walked into my office with a glare that could shatter glass.
Then she broke mine.
Question is that poor kid actually going to recover from being poisoned?
It's food poisoning.
You'll get over it in a couple of hours.
Or a day.
Yeah,
you'd have to wait for his fever to break.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Ash just use her healing magic on these poor people?
Can she maybe not... Maybe she can heal, but she can't cure?
Yeah.
Like, she can take care of injuries, but not illnesses. Which might be why she had such a hard time with Gregor and needed the AOs, because didn't he have, like, a huge stomach wound? He
had a wound that, like, ran through his shoulder to his stomach or whatever.
Yeah, he was, like, cut in half near enough.
Yeah, it was a really terrible cut.
So, like,
He
not
was
just
that
was
for a
it
month.
such a
That
big
must have
wound,
been festering.
not only was it such a big wound, but, like, the thing is, once you get a belly cut, like, infection sets in almost immediately. So maybe that's part of why she was having such a huge issue if she can't deal with...
She couldn't put him into, like a medically induced coma. She just hit him with a stick.
Yep.
It worked. It worked, so... She's obviously not a trained medical professional. That much is really obvious.
And I mean, she could probably heal the concussion.
Well, she's trained, but she just doesn't have the resources to put you into a medical coma, but she needed to. I mean, like...
You know, I really, really wonder, like, what their skills are like on their character sheets, like, as far as perception and heal and survival and all that.
Fog's bluff must be really high.
Yeah,
Whatever it's called, Pathfinder.
I feel like Ash might not have a high intimidate, she just gets high intimidate bonuses.
Yeah. Like, especially compared to her friends, like, someone's off-put by how silly Marcus and Gregor are, and then Ash comes in, and it's, like, such a change, you're like, wait, what the fuck?
She's a shock.
I'm very tempted to do, like, a little mini comic thing, where it's just, like, what you expected when you first read into the Thrilling Intent characters, and what we ended up with. It's like...
Yeah.
I remember when they first meet Don't and she describes Kier as like an angry dog. I was expecting some like grouchy old man.
Same.
And then we got like this overexcited puppy.
Yeah.
Or you look at Thog as the kind of person who's going to mug you in an alleyway, and then somehow he turned into Team Dad.
Yep.
Like, so he'd be wearing like a shirt that says Team Dad and a baseball cap and waving a little flag.
No. For that one, it should be like they're all wearing "If lost, please return to Thog," and then he has the "I am Thog" shirt.
Yes.
Or it just says "Please help."
I am Thog, please help.
I am Thog, keep them away from me.
I feel like they would have like "If lost, return to Ash" shirts. Or here's his Marcus's. Like, it's like a chain.
Oh god. Just imagine Thog walking around with, like, them all on those, like, child leashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hold hands as we cross the street.
Just little Ash looking up going, fuck you, Thog.
No. See, when it comes to that instance, Thog would just start walking across the street, and Ash would be like, but we're supposed to keep together and hold hands and keep each other safe, right?
This is like the pre-KAU all over again.
Yep.
Aww.
And little Ash is the only one who actually, like, starts picking up on Thog swearing and they get into shouting matches.
Oh god.
But she's smart enough not to swear at home, so everyone just keeps, all her family just thinks she's still a little angel.
Yes. I mean, basically.
Yes, I need it.
God, high school AU, Ash is the biker chick, but
Yes.
her who has the mouth of a sailor, but she goes home and all of a sudden she's like all nice and properly behaved and like, yes, Mom, I did very well on the test today. And...
Yeah, she's that rebellious girl that everyone's afraid of, but no one everyone thinks she's like failing her classes and smokes and drinks, and in reality she's getting like straight A's and going to Harvard.
Yes. I can see that.
Yep.
Marcus is in drama. That would be a great AU where they just all end up in drama for some reason, and like...
Gregor would be like, he'd be the kid that you would think is a jock, but he's actually one of the band geeks.
Aww.
Here, like, built all of the stats. He spent all of his time making...
He's the techie
he,
guy behind the scenes.
And he is best at chemistry class.
Dog is only working in drama because he gets a bonus from the principal.
It just always turns into more AU ideas. Every single conversation.
It's like, it is AU-ception. You open an AU and another one spills out.
Yeah, it's fun though.
I do think that is basically all we can really talk about, unless we want to dig a rabbit hole so deep that we just end up in AUs and never are seen again.
Yeah, basically. I guess we should end on, like, thoughts for the next episode, like, where we think they might what they might do, maybe?
Well, they're probably... Like, I thought last episode they were going to run into the woods and start attacking things. I think the next one is going to be the one where we start seeing a bunch of fan-submitted monsters. They run into the woods and start killing things. And everyone gets excited when they see their monster, and then just gets sad when it gets killed.
But why would you submit it if you weren't ready for it to be killed?
Idiots. I'm going to be sad when the Lich Owl gets killed. Presumably.
Yeah, but the Lich Owl looks cool. Like, it'd be one of those things, like, if they had actually destroyed Charath, it would have been like they killed it now. It was so cool, though.
Yeah.
I just remember when I recall, I suddenly remember how Jay described the earlier version of Charath as too much of a sex semen. And I just imagined, like, a taller version of Charath with, like, a bunch of abs.
Oh my god.
And, like, a marker drawn onto his mask, just giving him, like, a one eyebrow raised expression.
They're going to wind up running into some sort of crater thing or whatever, where the flower was before it was picked. Just utter the destruction around it for some reason. That's my thought. Thero, what you got?
I genuinely don't know. I don't expect.
Alright, this has been Spiritfolk, whatever the heck we're calling it. Hopefully this will be a recurring thing. Hopefully see people next week. Goodbye.
Bye.